We
But
love hip hop.
speaking of information, I want to talk about the missing kids. I'm going to take a hard left. There's been a lot of stories, or a few stories, of missing black children here in the GTA, and it hasn't been as publicized as a lot of other stories are in the news. There has been some coverage. Let me go to Brandon Gonez's Instagram page first, and we'll go and take a look what they had to say, because some of the kids have been getting returned. Let's go to his Instagram page. And salute to the families of all those children out there. These are not like some of these kids, like all these pictures you're always going to see. And I'll say this, and I'm not trying to downplay any of these incidents. Some of the pictures you're going to see kids that look like good youths, and then some of them are just not good youths. They might just be on road. And this is why I think it wasn't getting as much attention. But when you get, 6 missing kids in a space of a few months or a few weeks, like, we got to put our antennas up.
Hope to share with you about our story on the missing black boys in the Toronto area.
I'm happy that we're finding the boys, but at the same time, I'm still sad because I saw, another missing boy today, and it makes me so concerned as to what is the root of the problem.
In our last update on the BG show, we shared that 6 black boys between the ages of 13 to 15 were missing in the Toronto area, 4 in the city and 2 in Durham region. Well,
That's crazy.
Toronto police now tell us that they have located one of the missing kids since our last update. And east of the city in Durham region, police there told NowToronto.com that they have also located one of the missing boys. So this means that 3 black boys from Toronto remain missing.
Hold on. I wish I could rewind.
And one from Durham, bringing the total.
So, okay, here's the good. They put the pictures back up. Here's the problem. And somebody just said something in the comments right there. Okay. Runaway or kidnapped. When it comes to these kids, why even assume any of these things? If it was a white youth, and I don't want to make it a black or white thing, but it is what it is. Wouldn't there be an Amber Alert out for these kids? Moose _ 2676 says it's not that deep. They just OT trapping. Some problems with happening in the UK. Yes and no. I understand that out there trapping, okay, they just never told their parents, and that can be a heavy possibility. We're not going to act like that's not something that happens. Like, they're not going to tell their parents, I'm going to Sarnia for a few months or for the rest of the month. Okay. Don't worry, Mom. I'm just OT trapping. Don't worry. I'll be back just now. Like, that's not a conversation that happens at home.
Go down from 6 to 4. Oh, and a reminder, there is an upcoming town hall, many of them happening across the GTA, but one on January 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. in North York at Revival Time Tabernacle.
We're going to have food and refreshments. We have a corn soup guy who called me and...
Let me see what the original post was about this. Update to the missing boys found. Let me see. Okay. Update 6 missing boys. Okay, here we go.
Listen, we have an update on the missing black boys in the Toronto area to tell you about.
I want a
staggering amount of black boys have got.
I want to see the original post.
Concerns of many young black boys going missing across the Toronto area now has many activists sounding the alarm.
I won't stop until they're found.
This is a story we here at the BG Show have been working on for several weeks after a few social media posts went viral, bringing attention to this alarming rise in missing black boys.
Black youth have gone missing.
Black teenagers that are being reported missing.
According to activists like Shayna McCullough, more than a dozen black boys were reported missing from October to December of 2024. And while many have since...
Oh, come on, fam. We ain't going to act like all of these guys are in the trap, bro. They're not all OT. They're not all runaways. They're not all bad youths. A lot of these pictures, some of the kids are showing they're really good youths. They're not just good youths that look like that because they're doing a high school picture or whatever. Some of these kids are actually good kids. And listen, man, we got to understand, we're very valuable. It's not just about the children being missing. They're black children. Our skin, our organs, all of that. I don't want to get too into like a conspiracy, but we valuable, fam. We valuable. That melanin's worth more than gold. I'm just saying. Just, I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but I'm just adding some extra layers just for y'all to think about.
Been found. She says several are still missing.
There's something going on here. It could be systemic. It could be more to the stories why so many boys keep going missing.
And listen, we here at the BG Show reached out to several police forces across the Toronto area to see what they're doing about the situation. Toronto
Nothing.
police.
I don't even have to get to that part. I can predict the future. Nothing.
They told us, while it is true that Black youth are reported missing more frequently than youth of other races, Toronto police said the rumor that many Black youths are currently unaccounted for is not true. They went on to say currently there are 4 missing Black youth in the city. Even one missing youth is too many, and we are committed to locating them and ensuring
Talk the things, Brandon. Yes, Brandon. Stand on business.
their safety. However, the fact that there are still missing young Black kids has many community leaders saying, police, you better uphold your commitment.
For me as a parent, as an uncle, as a brother, and as a member of the community, the lack of attention.
So BG Squad, do you think political leaders and the police need to do more to bring awareness of these missing children?
Yes.
Let me know right now in the comments below, and let's make sure to leave some love for the families affected.
Salute to Brandon Gomez and his team over there doing great work, man. This is the important type of work that needs to be done. Let's do another update. I'm going to start a poll.
Listen, we have an update on the missing Black boys in the Toronto area to tell you about.
A staggering amount of Black boys have gone missing. There's a serious problem happening in Toronto. I got another flyer sent to me from the Missing Persons Society of Canada website this morning of another boy that's gone missing.
We now know there are 6 confirmed names currently missing in the Toronto area. Toronto police have confirmed that the 4 boys missing from the city are 13-year-old Kimani, 15-year-old Caleb, 15-year-old Malachi, and 17-year-old Mackay. Now, east of the city, Durham Regional Police told us here at the BG Show that 2 boys are missing in their region. Their names are Michael, who is 15, and Aiden, who is also 15 years old. Of course,
Now, this is information the news is not going to be able to give, but take this in and make sure for the people who watch the replay, take this in if you see any of these youths. You know what I'm saying? Let the people know, contact police, even though police haven't been helping in this. But if you see any of these kids, let somebody know. Holler at me even.
many people still feel very uneasy about why this is happening. But one activist who helped organize a town hall earlier this month gave us some insight.
Since the town hall and David Mitchell and the other police services from around the GTA provided some real insight and data that supports the fact that, you know, they weren't being taken out of their homes. And I think that was something that at least alleviated some of the stress.
On top of that, Andre said he will be hosting an upcoming town hall at Brampton City Hall on January 23rd. In the meantime,
all right, so January 23rd, there's still time from now. January 23rd, he's going to be holding a town hall in regards to this.
BG Squad, let's continue to leave some love and support for the kids that are missing in the comments and also for the families that are affected. Listen, we have an update on the missing Black boys in the Toronto area to tell you about.
A staggering amount of Black boys have gone missing. There's a serious problem happening in Toronto. I got another flyer sent to me from the Missing Persons Society of Canada website this morning of another boy that's gone missing.
We now know there are 6 confirmed names currently.
Okay, so we played this already. Now, there was some news coverage. I did try to, because salute to Dusty Wallace, he was telling me when we finished the podcast last week, yo, we need to talk about this. And I was like, hey, say less. I'm on it. And I started doing some research, just trying to find some other news stories on these incidents. And I'll say again, salute to Brandon Gomez, because he seems to be the only news network, because he's an independent news network, obviously, that is covering this. The independent news networks, they'll stay on this. But these big time news networks, the last time they spoke about this was 10 days ago.
Sound the alarm on several missing Black boys across the GTA, acting as a catalyst for change. Fear and confusion can be seen in the comment section of posts like this one.
Many young Black people are missing and nobody's doing anything about it, people.
And this one.
This is a problem. What are the police doing? Where are these young boys? Why are they all missing?
Taking social media by storm, leaving the community with more questions than answers, petitioning for
Keep in mind, I'll say again, 10 days ago, they're saying this is taking social media by storm. There is no follow-ups to this.
action. Over 500 people joined the online call, with another 400 sitting in the virtual waiting room.
And the voices of the community spoke loud, which compelled us to create an atmosphere and a platform to bring the community together.
Brampton's Black Empowerment Unit invited representatives from several police forces across the GTA, dignitaries, and community leaders to speak with concerned residents.
The fact this was happening, and you didn't see it in any newspaper or any TV station, and yet it was terrifying the community.
But psychotherapy.
Holy smokes. The man said the words that are rolling around in my head. You'll say it again, Patrick Brown, Mayor of Brampton.
And yet it was terrifying the community.
But
TV station, didn't see it in was happening, and you didn't see it in any newspaper or any TV station, and yet it was terrifying the community.
But psychotherapist Marcy.
Where's the news on this? This goes back to when I had to do the report on Shamar Barnett. You guys don't be covering stuff when it happens to us, bro. And I'm talking about us as Black people. The mainstream media out here, they act like they don't care. They give no Fs.
Gray says there's more to the story that we need to dive into, which she says is that all of our systems are failing our Black youth, whether it's the mental health, healthcare, criminal justice, or the education system.
We have these statistics that tell us that they are having all these challenges in all these systems. And so now it's a matter of looking at each of these systems and figuring out how do we now make things better for them.
According to statistics shared by Toronto Police Detective Shona Patterson, more than half of missing youth in the city of Toronto in 2024 were Black.
There's a total of 200 youths in the past year that went missing in the city of Toronto. So those are ages between 12 and 17.
Patterson says out of those 100.
Wow, between 12 and 17. I got to read this comment here. Yeah, definitely the kingpin goons, these youths, especially in the economic times, kids, and this is a comment from, well, I'm not going to read that. Kids want fast money. Their families are starving. Poverty is disease. These kids don't deserve, they trap it now. See, this is what I'm saying. People don't think that these kids are missing. Let me check the poll here. I asked in the poll, are the Black boys really missing? 82% says yes. Only 17% says no. And again, I do understand where that sentiment comes from, but a lot of that stuff is just stereotyping. I know stereotypes come from real places, but it's still a stereotype. A lot of these guys are mesquite. They're just good youths.
110 missing Black youth. 4 remain outstanding.
One of the things that we know in the space of missing young people is that young people are running to something or running away from something, or it could be a mental health crisis.
Mitchell says there's also another insidious issue playing a part here.
And that is young people being corrupted by older people to go to different parts of this province to sell drugs where they're paying them.
Yeah, that's a thing. Okay, and this goes back to what this word that I'm not going to say, but I like how you did that, right? Slid past that algorithm. That's where a lot of people, they get to that, right? Some of these guys, the older heads got them out there in the trap somewhere, and y'all name a city, or name a town, but they're out there in the trap doing what they got to do, is just making some money. They're not even in Ontario. They can be all across Canada, Calgary, friggin' Saskatchewan. Guys are making chops over there in Vancouver and stuff. SB says still missing. Yes and no. Because they're just not going home. some of the parents that they have here, most of the parents that they have here who are commenting on this, they seem like real well-to-do people. So it's not like you got some junkie parents that are like, yo, where's my kid? Well, you're a junkie. You weren't paying attention to your kid. You feel me?
Black youth.
1 second.
4 remain outstanding.
One of the things that we know in the space of missing young people is that young people are running to something or running away from something, or it could be a mental health crisis.
Mitchell says there's also another insidious issue playing a part here.
And that is young people being corrupted by older people to go to different parts of this province to sell drugs where they're paying them.
Another missing boys town hall is taking place in North York on January 16th at Revival Time Tabernacle from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Rianne Campbell, City News.
Well, that's tomorrow, eh? Okay. So at least they're doing town halls about this. Hopefully, even over here at the network, this can help to spread some awareness about this issue right here. Because obviously, it's not just kids who are running around and they're in the trap and the older heads just got them working somewhere. Or, they got themselves working somewhere. Some of these kids are missing. Even if 50% of the kids are missing, that's still not a good look. It still needs the attention, Amber Alerts, anything that any other kid would get, these kids need as well. All right, as well as the media attention. It shouldn't be up to the independent media to be spreading these stories, because we have a mainstream media out here that gets out to millions of people. People watch the repost of CP24 and all that on YouTube. And I watch CP24 all day. It's usually in the background of my TV. So listen, man, salute to all the parents out there. And yeah, man, hopefully these kids can get returned home like ASAP. For real, for real.
We love hip hop.